All right, good morning, good morning. What's going on? Welcome to the live stream. It is February 15th, and we have a lot to talk about today. Oh my God. It was a big week for Storm. Unfortunately, I don't think we have much to talk about on the Jada front today. Toy Fair was this weekend. We can talk about that. There's a lot going on in the toy world. It's finally starting to catch up, right? Finally starting to catch up. If you are watching on the aftercast, the archive, I appreciate it. If you could leave a like on the stream, it helps out. We're trying to hit 100 likes on the stream, and we're on the road to 3,000 subscribers. I don't usually push subscribers unless I get close to 1,000 mark, which we are close. We are just a little above 200. I'm going to round down and say we're right at 200 away. So if you guys could do that, I appreciate it. And let's get started with today's topics. We can either go one of two ways. We can talk Chun because she was highly controversial, and then we can go Charlie Nash, who had his big reveal from Mr. Lee this morning. If you are watching on the after, please go ahead and watch that video. I don't know what happened on the quality on that video. I don't know what happened. I apologize for that video. The best it gets is 360p. I have no idea what happened there. I'm super upset about it, but there's nothing really I can do about it now. Yeah, I'm super annoyed with the quality on that video, but I can't go back and change it, so I'm sorry. I am sorry on that. But let's see what we got. We've got Goku Black 3107. What's going on? Keaton, what's going on? We got Alpha Proto in the building. Haven't seen any Jada coverage yet from Toy Fair. I have a great reason for that. Because they're not there. They are not there. So, yeah, that's why there's no coverage on Jada, because they are not there. What's going on, Shimakuma? What's going on? Jada's not at Toy Fair. Have you seen any coverage? If they were, you would have seen something. They are not there. Storm doesn't go to Toy Fair. So I wasn't... Storm doesn't go to a lot of the U.S. stuff. They go to a lot of the international stuff. They go to Capcom Cup. They go to WonderCon. They go to weird anime expo things. They don't usually go to Toy Fair. Toy Fair is like for the what are they? The big honchos of the toy worlds. The Hasbros, the Mattels, the NECAs, the Playmates, the Fisher-Prices, the big boys. You don't see a lot of off-brand companies there. Yo, cool guy 74, Viral Virginia. What's going on? I thought for sure the Jada Diecast guys would be there. Nope. They did not show up. They did not. So, you guys let me know in the chat below. Do you want to start with Nash or do you want to start with Chunny Lee? New York Toy Fair is overrated. SDCC is the one. Yeah, well, SDCC is really like the Super Bowl of the Americas, right? New York Comic Con is kind of like the national title in the sports world, comparing it. You guys want to start with Chunny Lee. Oh, man, this figure. A lot of people upset with the Chun-Li. I got to find her picture real quick. Hold up. Not Jada, not that. I have her somewhere in here. Hold on. I'm super upset about the quality of that Dan video. Super upset, but we'll get over it, I guess. Chun-Li Lee. Here she is. Finally, we don't know where she was. We don't know what happened. But here she is. Charlie first. Well, I had to go with the first person that responded, so we're doing Chun-Li. Don't worry. It gives you a reason to stay, though, Goku, right? So you can stay and hang out a little bit longer. I am going to push the mic up just a little bit because people always say they can't hear me, so we're going to boost it up just a little bit. Saw all that McFarlane MK stuff, and the obvious pinning is looking old now rather than pinless. I mean, I've given up on McFarlane at this point. I really don't give a shit what they do, what properties they obtain. They did obtain something that was interesting, though. I will say that. They obtained the PlayStation license. Under that license was Twisted Metal. So if they put out a if they put out a Twisted Metal license, I would actually be down for that. Even though it's shitty McFarlane, I would actually be down for Twisted Metal because I really want a Sweet Tooth figure. I know they've made them before, but it's been forever. So, yeah, I'm done with McFarlane, dude. I don't know what. Just the ultimate cheap ass, in my opinion. Like, bro, step up your articulation and your pinless. You are living in a dinosaur age with these action figures, bro. It's like it can't be that hard. Ozempic Chun P? What? That was rude, Seawolf. I'm going to pretend I didn't read that. I saw that the Hulk from Hasbro, and I thought maybe it'd be the one, but nope. Same thing with the pinless legs. Did you see the McFarlane NBA figures? They are so bad. They are so bad. The faces are unrecognizable. They are so bad. They could possibly be worse than Hasbro's, and that's a high bar for sports figures because those were equally pretty bad. But these McFarlane head sculpts of the NBA players were the worst. Like, I probably, if I was a sculptor, could have probably done a little bit of a better job. I'm not going to lie. McFarlane, dude, mid would even be pretty generous. I'd say low tier McFarlane. I see they change her armband. Who? Are we talking Chun-Li now? Fair, but Twisted Metal is basically just Sweet Tooth. That's all I need. That's all I want. So I don't even know who the hell else would be in Twisted Metal. I'd be down. I don't know what the license. Maybe they can make the car, like the car for Sweet Tooth too, because he does vehicles. I'd be down. Anything Sweet Tooth, I'd be down for Twisted Metal. So the Jada Chun-Li face look more accurate. I don't know. That's debatable. I feel like the Jada one looks a little bit more cartoony, like comic book, where this one looks a little bit more anime-ish. I don't know what your guys' thoughts on that. I don't think this figure is that bad. Like I said, I mean, clearly they're going to have time, right? Because if this figure was ready, then we wouldn't be just getting a pre-order. We'd be getting it out in the streets, right? We'd be getting this right away. They clearly are going to take a look at what the community is saying. They fixed Sagat's little... The funny thing is, I find it so funny that the community hated the little ab crunch thing on Sagat. They took it away, and then the community is like, well, they should have kept it. That's crazy, man. I can't believe that. That's why I am no longer getting in the negatives anymore. I can't do that anymore. Anytime I crash out, people actually believe I'm really crashing out. I can't do it anymore because everyone thinks it's real. Like last stream, they're like, bro, you crashed out so hard. It's not that. I'm like, bro, that was acting for the stream. That was called entertainment. I hope you guys don't think the WWE is real either, because that looks pretty realistic too. Like, those are pre-scripted matches. The physicality is 100% real. Like, those guys are warriors. But the outcome is pre-scripted. Guys, when I crash out, I come from the video game world of streaming. You have, like, a Dr. Disrespect or just animation. Like, I do that for you guys. I really, like, this ain't that deep for me. I did that more as, like, an entertainment, but everyone, like, thought it was super real. Hey, I guess the Oscar goes to me for acting, but... yeah, I really was not upset at all last week. When I rant in my videos, that's all. I hate to pull the curtain open and let you see behind the scenes, but that's all pre-acted, premeditated. That's not real. So, I apologize. I won't do that anymore. The community does not seem to like it when I do that. So, yeah. But anyways. I just thought I'd address that because everyone was like, oh, you take it so serious, Rich. It's not that serious. No, I'm not being serious. I thought it was obvious, but no, I guess not. So it's all right. Hey, to each their own. You got to adjust to every community, I guess. I've been saying that last year they should have never changed Sagat Ab Crunch. I mean, everybody hated it and they wanted it gone. They got it gone and then everybody wanted it back. So... I don't know. Pick your poison, I guess, right? I'm just thankful you, Richie, get to quit complaining about something. Hey, I know, right? Now I can quit complaining. I'm English. We recognize performance sarcasm. In the America, we should, but America's gotten very soft over the last decade. So that's why a lot of funny movies don't come out anymore, because we can't handle jokes over here anymore. It just isn't a thing. We used to have really funny comedies come out, but not anymore. It doesn't. It's not a thing anymore. So I don't know. Jokes have gone out the window. Everyone chooses to be offended. So it is what it is. That's okay. I can adjust. I promise. If they were to keep Ab Crunch, they should have retooled it so it cuts around his abs instead of the middle. Now that would make a lot of sense now, wouldn't it, cool guy? I think that would be equally as ugly. I mean, that's like old articulation type ab crunch. I don't know. That doesn't sound the greatest. Maybe you'd have to show me, because in my mind, that does not sound like the greatest thing. Hey, question for you guys. Do you guys like the neon around the screen or not? I need everyone to look at their screen. Neon, yes? No. Yes? No. Yes? No. Let me know in the comments below. If people can't recognize the sarcastic tone, then that's wild. Dude, you would have no idea how many people think I'm serious when I'm like crashing out. Or it sounds like I'm crashing out, but again, it's more just for fun. It's not like I'm like super serious. I don't have a face cam yet. I was going to do face cam come San Diego Comic-Con. That's when I'm going to do face cam and everything. Maybe that'll be better. Maybe you can see like facial expressions and stuff. Maybe that'll make it easier, but yeah, no, many people think I'm super serious when I'm like ranting and stuff. The rant, I guess, is technically real, but it's not as exaggerated as I make it sound. Like, I sound like super upset, but I'm not, I promise. So many comedies that I wish was being made today. Factual. Neon, yes. Keep the neon. Okay, cool. Richie Figs, what's up, bro? Happy Sunday, everyone. Zane, what's going on, dude? Now it spreads to Charlie. Now he don't have the ab crunch. I think they might be doing that secret ab crunch, like kind of underneath. So, I don't know. Again, I apologize for the quality. I really have no idea what happened on the quality for that Nash video. So, I apologize. We'll watch it in full thing today, and you can get another breakdown of it today. But let's get into Chun-Li. A lot of people upset with the Chun-Li. Not liking the Chun-Li. Not a fan of Chun-Li. And I'm really open to talk about it. You guys want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. I would love to talk about it. We would love to talk about it. You would love to talk about it. Let's talk about it. Chun-Li, I've seen what you look like, man. I can't honestly say you're a better looking man than me. Wait, what do you mean? Where'd you see me? How'd you see me? A lot of people think I'm that fat afro guy that was on my eBay, but that's not me. I think that's from a video or something. The money I save on this Chun-Li is going to Charlie now. You bite your tongue, Seawolf. You know you're buying Charlie. Chun-Li. Chunny? See, I feel like that. I got a little excited there. I should have. Sometimes it just comes out. Pause. I hope they get rid of that secret ab crunch. You don't need an ab crunch. You got a ball in the waist. Yeah, that's factual. On Twitter? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that Twitter. Yeah, that picture's a little. That's like 2 years old or something, but yeah. Oh, my Big C Richie Twitter page? Yeah, that is me in that picture, but the picture's kind of fuzzy. I like the Chun going toe-to-toe with Quinn Lee figure. Yeah, I saw too many people talking about that. I saw way too many comparisons to the Quinn Lee figure. Guys, we can't compare it. You can't compare that. Quinn Lee is better, I guess. In my opinion, I actually like this head sculpt a little bit better than the Quinn Lee. Maybe the articulation and the body is better on Quinn Lee. But guys, Quinn Lee is a $90+ figure. It should be better. I would be concerned if it wasn't. Come on. You can't do that. You can't say, that's like saying that Storm Collectibles Blanca is better than Jada's. Well, yeah, it's a $110 figure. It should kick its ass, right? You're going to get more features and more sculpting and more everything for a more expensive figure. The budget's different. You can't compare that. What are we doing? We're just comparing. That's like saying the InArts Batman is better than the McFarlane. Oh, really? The InArts is better than the McFarlane Batman? What are we doing? That's not a comparison. We can't do that. That's not how it works. We don't get to just compare any action. That's like saying the Hot Toys Batman is better than the Mattel toy. Well, no, yeah, it's different. Of course it is. It should be. Come on. That was terrible. I was ashamed on people that compared the Quinley to this figure. It's not the same. It can't be the same. It should be better. I guess the player 2 Chun-Li or her X-ism. We're going to look at that. Mike going to have her fireball effect. I think she actually I think one of her isms is the the Ultra Street Fighter 2 outfit. So that'll be interesting. I don't think we see as many player 2s for Chun-Li as we do some of the others. Because the others, it's just strict repaint. Where with Chun-Li, a lot of her outfits actually change. So that'll be interesting. I'm only buying one copy of Chun-Li. Yeah, she wasn't Goonie enough. She didn't really capture all the assets. She wasn't explicit enough for Dad's expensive hobby. He really likes those figures that, I'm just kidding. That's the opposite of what he likes. He does not want it to be a Gooner fig. He's against all that's Gooner. But again, once we get to Armika, all bets are out the window because I'm pretty sure that character alone was made to be gooned. She's goonericious. She's like the Sydney Sweeney of the action figures. That's what she was made for, right? I mean, she's going to have great articulation, but I'm pretty sure everyone's after the sculpting on that thing. At least that's what it seems like. I made custom decals for Quinley to actually look like Chun-Li, but I'm down to use this head sculpt for the Quinn body. It's a shame what everyone thinks about Chun-Li. I'm going to say this. If they did her classic costume, not many would be complaining. I'm not a big fan of this attire by any means. And granted, I said it in the video, I'm just not a big fan of Chun-Li as a character anyways. Like, she's cool, and I get that she's OG, but, I'm not, like, dying. Quinley was $70. Still, regardless, we're talking about double the cost of this figure. It's still a difference. It's a big difference in pricing. They get more tooling, more everything. Imagine how much more that Storm could have done if they got $40 higher budget. I accidentally paid a deposit twice for the InArt Batman Origins figure. Guess I'm paying for 2 of them. Yikes. That figure's not cheap, Keaton. That's like a $100 plus figure, isn't it? Or $90. Her classic outfit is her second look. Nice. Just make the head bigger and we're good. Yeah, I think I still have that picture here. Not the Mr. Lee. Let's do this one. No, not that one. I need an image. Not that one. Let's go with this. So Chun-Li, Mars sent over that photo, right? Oh, it's this one. So if we just make the head bigger, the head bigger is obviously on the left, but look how much better that looks. Everything all of a sudden becomes very proportionate. The shoulders don't look crazy. The color, he might have done that with AI, but just look how much better it looks with the bigger head. If they just scaled it up just a little bit. The hair bun is a bit flat. I'm not that deep on... Yeah, maybe they do need to fix that too. But I won't go crazy. They're expensive, but nothing out of my price range from 1/6 scale history. Okay, sweet. Not gonna lie, I love Quinley, but the joints are delicate for a $70 figure and own 3 of them. Damn. They need to make her head a little bigger and her eyes a bit more serious. Is it too Sailor Moonish for you? This face fits more for Sakura? Sydney Sweeney of the female action figures. That's pretty much... She's like a sex symbol, is what I was trying to go there. I don't think Sydney Sweeney really tries to deviate away from that, like, stereotype of her either. Which is crazy, but hey. But yeah, the head looks 10 times better when it's bigger. Pause. Wait, what? Storm is really notorious on their female figures. Yeah, they struggle with the female anatomy for some reason, but, you know, they're trying. They're trying. That's all you can ask. But you can see once the head is bigger, it does look a lot better. I noticed the one on... I think the one on the left is done with AI. Because notice the colors change too and everything. I think he did it with AI, but I'm not sure. Does Storm only have one sculptor? I don't know. I don't know how any of their operation works. They don't have any type of representation to talk to, ever. So, I couldn't tell you if they have one guy, if it's a one-man band that's just doing all this, or if they have tons of people. I would love to see what their headquarters look like. That'd be interesting to see. Her hair bun on the left looks better, not flat. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with that. But, the end of the day, I'm just glad that Chun-Li is here, right? She's here. We got her. Finally. I didn't even notice the hair until you just pointed that out. It is kind of weird, huh? Kind of looks like an Oreo cookie with yellow frosting in the middle. That is funny though. Look at the cakes though. They didn't skip out on the bakery with them cakes. Look at them cakes. She's got cakes for days. I don't know. I'm very interested to see what happens. On a side note, though, right? I think the problem is Storm is so used to producing large body male figures with small heads. It seems that they're trying to apply the formula here, and it's not working on this one. That could be a thing. I don't really notice their heads being that small, though. And everybody gives, like, Storm crap when on the Sagat figure with his, like, pinpoint head. That's how he's drawn in the artwork. So I don't know why Storm's catching shit for that. Has anybody seen that? Hello? That's how Sagat is drawn. Journey with me, if you will. My goodness, we must journey. Look at his head. That's how it's drawn. He's got a weird head. That's why I said I didn't like this depiction of... That's funny. You type in Sagat Street Fighter Alpha 3 and all that comes up is the figure. But that's how he's depicted in the art. He's got a weird cone head. That's why I was not like... That's why I do like the Ultra Street Fighter version a little bit better. Because, yeah. He's got, like, even look at the older figures. Like, look at Soda's figure. He's got a cone head there. That's just the way that he was depicted in the art. So we can't... I don't want to see Storm catching grief for that. But what the hell is that? Street Fighter 5? Blue Ryu? Where's that? That's an underrated figure right there. I like that. That's probably old. When did that come out? 2000... What does that say? Street Fighter Air Force Ones? That's fire. What happened there? I think that says 2018. What does that say at the bottom? I can't really make it out. 2018? It's an old-ass figure. It's almost 10 years old, and that looks pretty damn good. Yo, Keaton! Shout out to Keaton. Wait, where's the... Where's the alert box? Why isn't it working? Why didn't it go off? Shout out to Keaton for the £5. I think that's pounds, right? Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. I don't know why the alert didn't go off, though. That's annoying. Let me see if I can get this to work real quick. Did it go off? They are old, like 2017? That's crazy. Alert box. Can I set this off again? Hold on. There we go. There we go. Right on. You have to get your alert. Villains are usually drawn with smaller heads. Interesting. That's a fun fact. I didn't know that. Some old action figures are still looking good, like Soda Street Fighter action figures, for example. Yeah, they've got good sculpting, but I know their articulation and the plastic is super brittle on those things right now, just because of their age. But, yeah, Chun-Li, man, a lot of people don't like her. I still think a lot of people will get her. I think they will make adjustments. Clearly, they have time to make some adjustments. It can't be that hard to scale the head up on this figure. And then, I don't know. I think the limbs and everything look a lot better once the head is scaled up. But, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm curious to see what... I mean, even at the end of the day, if they didn't fix anything, this figure's still not that bad. I mean, granted, Jada's was a first image, so you can't really go off that either, but... What's this one? Let's see if we can find that one. I know I have that picture somewhere. Let's see. I'm so glad, man. I'm so glad that the toy world is starting to pick up again, cuz it's been slow. It has been slow these last couple of weeks, man. In the toy world, not a lot going on. So I am super happy that we're finally starting to get a little bit on track, right? Oh, wow, it is? I didn't know that. Yo, damn, Keaton, thank you so much for that, bro. So McFarlane, while I'm looking for this, did actually announce more Street Fighter stuff, or not Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and they're all pretty much repaints. Because Jade is a repaint. We're taking a look here. Again, I just feel like Jada's right now, as it stands, looks very cartoonish, where I feel like Storm is at least capturing that anime look. But I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? Just asking Richie, would Abigail be Juggernaut scale? Probably. And probably a little bit smaller. I don't know. Juggernaut is huge. That figure's nuts. Black Void, what's going on, dude? BBTS is slow. Yep, that's kind of their MO. Didn't even get Jada her staff. Oh, didn't even give Jade her staff? Yeah, they don't give anything with those. Jada's looks better. I think it's really the head. See how the head is bigger and it looks better. It looks more proportionate, because if you look at Jada's, Jada actually has a bigger shoulder and more muscle than Storm's. So it's just really the head. And look at her, somebody was given, look at the buns, not the cheek, not her butt, but the buns on her head. They're flat too, so that must be the art style, right? My only problem with Jada is that her face and the proportions are correct, unlike Storm's. Yeah. The Jada hair color pops more. I don't know. It kind of looks like almost too red for me. It's almost like a red-brown, like an auburn, if you will. I don't know if you could kit bash them. I kind of like the bigger feet, though. Make it easier to stand. I've really fallen out of love with McFarlane toys since collecting Jada. Dude, McFarlane lives in a dinosaur world. They live in the prehistoric times when it comes to action figures. They use cheap-ass plastic. They still have pins in their figures. Their articulation is insanely bad. And their sculpts are pretty bad on a lot of their figures, too. Like, did you see those NBA faces? Holy shit. Those things are insanely bad. We can go Journey. Hold on. Let me make sure. Let's go to X. You're going to see a bunch of my shoes. Look at how bad these are. That's supposed to be Victor Wembanyama. That is nuts. I don't know how big of sports guys you are. Look at this. Look at his face. That is supposed to be that. That is so bad. Everyone knows what LeBron... That's supposed to be Giannis Antetokounmpo. Excuse me. Giannis Antetokounmpo. His shorts are too high. He doesn't wear shorts that high. And that looks nothing like him. Look at LeBron James. That is insane. These are so bad. So bad. Look at Shea Alexander. He looks Hispanic. He doesn't even look black. It's crazy, bro. These are so bad. Ugh, get them out of my face. Yuck. They're so bad. They're so bad. Get them out of my face. I can't. The last McFarlane I recall owning is that Metal Gear Solid 2 line. That's where I drew the line. Yeah. Even their shoes are horrendous. Yeah. LeBron looks like Harden. Yeah, it's terrible. The only good thing McFarlane showed was their Hellboy figure. That actually didn't look too bad. Actually, there was one, right? There was one figure that I did actually like from McFarlane. I know that's blasphemy, but join me if you will. This guy, Noob Saibot, pretty dope. Even though it's just a repaint of the Sub-Zero. I mean, all the ninjas are going to be repaints. But the black on black Noob Saibot, I might actually get. If I had to get one, it would be this guy. It looks pretty good. And Ermac is, again, just look at, that's the articulation you get. That is so bad. These are $30, folks. $30. The plastic looks cheap. The lines on the vest look bad. Look at the ugly-ass, huge-ass pins. This is just bad. The face sculpt is okay. It's good, not great. This figure is $20 max. Max. Like, I've seen Jack's Toys do better figures at $15 and like Jack Simpson's line looks better than these. Like that, this at least looks good, but I don't know how you mess up an all-black figure anyways, but the rest of these are just so bad. Like, this is just a repaint pretty much of Katana. This actually doesn't look that bad, but even then, it's like, that's not saying much. And then you have a bunch of repaints of, like, Frozen and translucent figures, like... That's kind of cool looking, but at the end of the day, I don't even collect it, so it's terrible. Yuck. Yeah, no, it won't come with any accessories. It won't. McFarlane's joint cuts are horrendously ugly. Their figures are just ugly. They're stuck in prehistoric times with action figures. It's insane. No pinless. The articulation stinks. The sculpts are bad. Just everything. Arena price for a McFarlane doesn't seem... Yeah, it's nasty. It's beyond nasty. It's criminal at this point. They should be locked up. Lock them up and throw away the key. No, I'm just kidding. Their Liu Kang looked the same as the MK2 Liu Kang, played by a different character. Not... Yeah, I know. They're cheap, bro. They're cheap. They use same sculpts. It sucks. They have too much knee pads. Way too much. Way too much knee pads. All right, boys. I think we've done it on Chun-Li. Pause. That's what she said. Wait, what? It will be tough time for McFarlane without the DC license, especially if they're depending on that NBA license. Yuck. I'm praying for you, Rich. Wait, why? What happened? Am I ill? Why are you praying for me? McFarlane, Liu Kang is the same price as Storm Marina. Kaio, yep. Real quick, though, on a whole, on a front, this is a different topic, and I've been meaning to talk about this, and I just... Not that. Let's bring up something different here. What can we talk about? Where's the chat? Chat box. There you go. The new Hulk looks like a buy for me, and the face sculpts are Marvel vs. Capcom. Yeah, the new Hulk looked good. And we can talk about the Thor, too, the Maximum series. I don't know if I want that Maximum series one. All right, real quick, on a side note, I just want to talk about Storm Arena as a whole right now. Just real quick. And we can even have... What could we do? So, what is going on with Storm Arena? Deep dive, infinite concept, Scorpion, and tell me the character didn't look better decades ago? Oh, I agree, 100%. He gets weirder and weirder costumes every time. I don't like it. Is Jada's manufacturing base in China? I think it is. If Jada ever gets an MK license, I think they will knock it out of the park, and I don't even like the MK. If anybody was to get the MK license, it would be Storm, because one, they've already previously had it, and that's really the main thing. But two, Jada has said they don't even want the property now. So they pretty much are throwing that, rumor out the window. June said a 0% chance they ever get Mortal Kombat. So that leads me to believe that it's unattainable, or they just simply don't want it. So we can put that aside for now. I mean, he could change his mind, but that was the last thing he said about it. But one thing I did... Oh, you want to get a McFarlane figure? Oh, that's a one-off. Yeah. I mean, I know it's blasphemy, but yeah. But one thing I did want to talk about is... What is going on with Storm Arena? What is happening here? Something is going on at Storm, and I'm going to give you my breakdown on it. I was going to make a video about this, but now all of a sudden, what is going on over at Storm Arena? And you're like, well, what are you talking about? They're putting stuff out. What do you guys notice from New York Comic Con to now? What has happened? All we have gotten from Storm is Street Fighter. 100%. Nothing else. No Baki exclusives. Nothing. No Darkstalkers. No pre-orders for Darkstalkers. Nothing. We've gotten no King of Fighters in hand. They're supposed to be released. I'm sure they're coming right around the corner. But one thing that I am noticing, nothing else but Street Fighter. 100% all Street Fighter since New York Comic Con. Nothing. We're supposed to get a new Baki figure that was supposed to be out Q1. The guy in the suit with the glasses. We're supposed to get 3 King of Fighter figures. Well, I think it's 2. One of them is slated for Q2. But it's like, where is everything else? Where is it? And and I've talked to other people about this. I think Storm realizes that they are printing money with the Street Fighter license. I think they've seen the popularity. I think they see how well the figures are selling. I think they've seen that they messed up with the scaling on Baki. And I don't feel like I'm alone with this take that Baki, had they not messed up on the scaling, I think that line is tremendously more okay. I feel like that line would be tremendously more successful had they nailed the scaling directly in relation to their Street Fighter Alpha 3 and the Jada scaling. When they lowered the scaling or did the true 1/12, whatever you want to say about that scaling, when they were that much smaller than the other characters, I just think that was not anything anybody wanted. And I think that was kind of like the nail in the coffin for that property. Because everybody was expecting, I mean, granted, some people didn't care about it, but there's a reason why those figures aren't selling. And I think it is because of their scaling. As much as everybody likes to push back that the scaling doesn't bug them, then why are those particular figures not selling out? Because I think had they been done correct scaling with, in comparison to the rest, I think those figures are just as popular. They are putting the boot on the neck for Jada. I've given up on Storm King of Fighter figures. Joy Toy already has 12 of the figures out already. That's pretty cool. When are they making Muhammad Ali Jr. from Baki? I have no idea. Should we say goodbye to Darkstalker figures? I don't think they're going anywhere. I think they're coming, but I don't know what's happening here. Something is happening over at Storm Arena, and I want to pitch something, right? They clearly can't take on any new properties because I think at this point, they already have their mouth full with as many properties as they can handle. I mean, we still haven't even seen King of Fighters in hand yet. We still haven't even seen announcements for pre-orders for Darkstalkers yet. They really have slowed down on the Baki line. No exclusives is crazy, seeing Yujiro's shirt was already painted on. Why you can't just create a Yujiro with no shirt on is nuts to me. They clearly don't like the performance that they're seeing from the Baki line. That's why they've slowed down on that. I think that they take, and stick with me, folks, and I know this is not what people are going to want to hear, but they already have the sculpts. They just have to scale them down. I wouldn't be shocked if they announce, pick your poison, whether it's Capcom Cup or WonderCon, they are going to do Ultra Street Fighter 2. And I'm calling it now. I think they are going to do Ultra Street Fighter 2 in arena size. It makes sense. And they are trying to go at Jada anyways. They already have the sculpts from the prior figures that they've already done. That can't be that hard just to scale them down. I wouldn't be shocked. There's a reason why we haven't seen that much. I'm telling you guys, something's happening. If it's not that, then they're making another Street Fighter game. Because where is everything else? They are clearly holding back on the other properties to do something else. And I think they love the arena scaling. It's easier for them to pump out the figures. I'm telling you, that would be super boring. I promise you that would not be super boring and everybody would be super excited about it. I promise you, just because Jada already put their figures out does not mean it would be super boring. But I'm telling you, if not Ultra Street Fighter 2, then they're doing another Street Fighter game. It just makes the most sense to do Ultra Street Fighter 2 because they already have the molds for them. They just have to scale them down. That can't be that hard, right? You saw 52 Toys is doing Captain Commando. I did see that. I didn't know you got... A lot of people are interested on that 52 Toys. A lot of people interested. Maybe I'll start covering it. I didn't think you guys were that interested on it, but clearly there's interest. I don't know, man. It's just like, here's my thoughts on 52 Toys. I've heard it two ways. I've heard 52 Toys and 52 Toys, but here's my 2 cents on 52 Toys. If you're not going in directly in comparison with, if you're not trying to go directly against like Storm and what are you doing? Why would you even bother doing Street Fighter at this point? I just don't get it. because who's going to want to go buy? I mean, these figures look like they're going to be in the $60 to $80 figure realm. It's like, those already exist through SHF, and if you want to pay like $10 or $20 more than Storm Collectibles, it's like, yeah, but Storm Collectibles is already doing Street Fighter 6. So, I mean, it's like, you could spend an extra $10 and just buy the Storm Collectible ones. It's another option, but it's like, I think there is going to be I mean, look at all the Street Fighter stuff being announced, right? Like, companies have clearly taken notice that that's like a banger property. I just think people are going to have some Street Fighter fatigue here coming up within the next, between Jada, Storm, 52 Toys, Hasbro, I think who else? Reveltech is making some Street Fighter 6 stuff. It's like, and SHF Figure Arts. There's like 6 different companies making Street Fighter stuff at this point. There's going to be some Street Fighter fatigue within the community coming up here very soon. I feel like it's too much. It's too many chefs in the kitchen. Whoever drops the characters I'm buying, I mean, Storm Collectibles has already dropped Street Fighter 6 characters. Captain Commando. Resident Evil. I've heard Resident Evil is as good as a dead property in the action figure world. Other than, like, third party, like, doing it without their permission. Which I don't know how you really do that. They, like, super change up the names and everything. But not on 1/12. I mean, I guess, but I don't know. I just can't see 52 Toys keeping up with the I just feel like they lose steam with how far in between they're going to release action figures. I feel like Jada and Storm are just, everybody's kind of used to that consistency of Jada and Storm, like, constantly pumping out figures, that I feel like 52 Toys or 52 Toys, whatever you want to call it, I don't think people will have the patience for that. Maybe they will, but I don't know. No, I didn't see Chun-Li's laughing head sculpt, but I assume that's like an early prototype. And releasing figs that Storm may not release. Maybe. I'm Canadian. I pay more for everything anyways, so 52 Toys cost more than that. It's just the way it goes. I know. It's just so many chefs in the kitchen making Street Fighter right now. It's great to be a Street Fighter collector, but I do think that too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. And I do think that outside, I feel like there's going to be a lot of Street Fighter fatigue coming up here. But we'll see. Maybe not. Runner, same here. I need Storm Arena final fight. I don't think they should take on. They are, like I said, for them to take on another property for me is crazy. Because they can't even get out the stuff they have now. How are they going to handle another property? I don't know. I think it would be not a great idea for them to grab a new one at the moment. At least in my opinion. No, I don't hate Cody. I just said I don't think he will sell as well as people think. We already talked about that. Hey, y'all. Is Nash the best looking fig or yeah? Yes or yes? Is he the best? I mean, they clearly went to... Look at the detail on this figure, folks. They even nailed, like, the little wrinkles around the seams of the puffy vest. They painted each individual button. Look at the black shading they put on those pants. Look at the green zipper at the bottom of the vest. The fact that they gave you an option should you want to take off the vest, they gave you alternate shoulder skin tone shoulders so you could do that, is crazy. That's next level. And they made a hand specifically to hold the glasses. The only thing that I mentioned in my video is I'm not a big fan of the puzzle piece effect because I feel like it's not the greatest. I wish it would just be like an open hole that you can stick his foot into. It's killer effect. I love the effect. I just don't like... Man, this figure is like... That's crazy. That Charlie makes Chun-Li look like a Happy Meal. I mean, we'll see how they finish with Chun-Li. I'm not giving up hope on Chun-Li yet. But the fact that they did this, right? That you can take off the shoulder pieces and place them in, should you want to get a shirtless Nash, is crazy. That's next level, especially for the price tag. I don't know. The back of the joints still look weird on the pants, but, I mean, I'm not looking at those anyways. But, yeah, I mean, the only thing you could really make an argument for is maybe the Player 2 Sagat against this. But as far as, like, this is definitely the most deluxe Storm Arena that we've seen so far. Why can no company do Chun-Li right? It's probably hard. I mean, if it were easy, companies would just be doing it, right? Like, head sculpts have to be the hardest thing for an action company to do. If they were easy, then everybody would be successful as far as head sculpts. But, I mean, head sculpts are hard, man. Look at the amount of surface area that you get that you have to try and sculpt a face into. I'm leaving the vest on? No. We keep it zesty around here. We're going vest off, baby. Take that vest off. Get it off. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Pause. My God, I was joking. Chillax. I was joking, folks. Let's settle down. Let's settle down. Sorry, Jada did do Chun-Li right. Their Street Fighter 2 one is nice. I like their Street Fighter 2 one. I have Quinn Lee. It's the greatest except for the softness on the face print. Movable eyes are cool. Again, Quinn Lee is nice. Nobody is saying Quinn Lee is not nice. I do agree. She's a great figure. But again, she's way more than this, any of the Jada or the Storm figures, right? So we can't, that's not really a fair comparison. We're not going to say the Hot Toys Batman is way better than the McFarlane. Well, of course, it's way more expensive. But that might be too big of a price difference. It's not quite that, but it's like saying InArt's Batman is way better than McFarlane's Batman. Well, yeah, it's a $100 figure compared to the $30. If you have $70 extra budget, the figure's gonna look a lot better, at least in my opinion. So I can't count the Quinn Lee argument. It's not a fair argument. She's way more expensive. She's $70, I think, is what Dad said. Dad's expensive hobby. And, yeah, so. But, what are we thinking of Nash? The Storm sculptor is used to working on male anatomy? We don't know that. That's an assumption, but it seems to be a fair assumption. If Jada Chun-Li had butterfly joints, I would say she's the queen of them all. I mean, but do you really need the butterfly joints? Look how small her torso is. Where would you even fit them? Watching this vid, I wish Storm would have actually went 1/12 a long time ago. They have so many good figs that are not 6-inch scale. The funny thing about that, Lee, is when they first came out, the boxes all said 1/12 scale, which is insane. I don't know where they lost track along the way, but their initial property was supposed to be 1/12. The boxes even said 1/12, but then when people got the figures, they're like, what the hell is this? This thing is huge. This is not 1/12. So I don't know where they lost scaling along the way. But, yeah, initially, everything was supposed to be 1/12. And then you notice, if you buy any of the earlier product, it still says 1/12, but later on, they took that off. Charlie's the only one I'm glad I've pre-ordered. I mean, looking at all their male figures, I'd say he's 100% more used to sculpting men over women. Well, that is just sexist, misogynistic, and you are canceled. How about that? And now you're banned. How dare you? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. My God, I'm kidding. I said I was going to do more jokes, but I can't. I can do more jokes, but I can't help myself. I can't help myself. I'm sorry. That was rude. I apologize, Cool Guy 74 for Irola, Virginia. Please make your name longer next time. Yes, you need butterfly joints. She does so many poses. She does so many poses, Zane, but are she doing those poses on your shelf? Is she? I'd like to see your shelf, Zane. Send me your shelf now. And it's not so much as a request as it was a demand. So you get no say in the matter. Send me your shelf with your dynamic poses right now, or you have nothing to say. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, but I wasn't. At the same time, send me your shelf. So this means Big Bad Toy Store is going to release him in April. Oh, Goku. That was hilarious. You wish. Try May. He said April. Good for you, Goku. Busting out the funnies on a Sunday. He said April for Big Bad Toy Store. That's a good one, Goku Black. Hilarious. He said April. Try May or June, dude. They have to sail across the 7 seas. They have to fight off the pirates, right? You wish. These are going by canoe for Big Bad Toy Store, dude. They don't even have a motor on the boat that they're coming over on. They're going strictly off wave speed. April. Man, I love it. The funnies on a Sunday. We appreciate it. Thank you, Goku, for the joke. Keep them up. He said April. Oh, man. We have fun in here, don't we, folks? We do. That was hilarious. All right, anyways, let's get back to business because Goku kind of had us tripping there for a second. He said April. Why are there Pop-Tarts but no Mom-Tarts? Because of the Wait. I butchered the... Because of the pastryarchy. That was great, Lee. It's not quite up to par with Goku's April prediction, but I still enjoyed it. It was pretty good. The Mars Dan review was a surprise. Is he in the league with Beelzebub? What is that word? Beelzebub? I don't know. What is that? Beelzebub. I don't know what that is. If you're wondering why Mars got Dan so fast compared to us, then it's because he paid for UPS shipping. So, if you guys ever buy off... what's his face? The Instagram vendor, he usually ships it through a Chinese shipping company, which then gets dropped to UP or USPS here, and then they deliver it. But there is an option for UPS. However, it's like $40 more in total, and there's a tariff charge. So realistically, Mars spent on Dan anywhere from $100 to $110. So I didn't see the value in getting Dan immediately, but if you ship it through UPS, you actually get it in like 3 days. So the shipping is tremendously faster, where if you go the traditional Krauser shipping, it probably takes about a week to a week and a half. But if you do the the UPS shipping that he offers with the tariff charge and everything, you can get it in about 3 to 4 days, which is really fast. So that's how he got Dan so fast. I didn't think there was enough hype on Dan. I'm fine waiting. Now, Charlie, I will do that for, because I think there's a lot of interest on Charlie. I'll spend whatever on Charlie to get that for you guys fast. But, yeah. No, you guys still haven't gotten Sagat yet. Nope. He's still on the ocean somewhere, being paddle boated over here. Eventually, you guys will get it. Means Satan. Oh, I didn't know. No, I didn't know what that was. It means Satan. No, Keaton, he just paid for UPS shipping, which is to spend $110 on a $30 figure. That's where I got to draw the line somewhere, and I was not going to spend $100. I would spend $110 on a couple of these, like this figure. I would spend it on maybe Chun-Li just to get the review out fast. I would maybe get it on. Dan was too close to Ken and Ryu for me to be like, oh yeah, he's worth $110. So I would usually do it for you guys, but Dan, I mean, wasn't going to do it on Dan. Pause. We still haven't got our Sagat yet. Nope. Big Bad Toy Store just started shipping Jada Akuma, but still wanting for Storm Sagat. Yep. It's not even worth a review. No, Dan is still worth a review, for sure. He's still worth a review, but I wasn't going to spend 110. I should have Dan's review out by the end of this week, this next week, or the following week. Within the next week and a half, I should have a Dan review out for you. But, man, the shading on those pants looks crazy, right? The face sculpt turned out really good. I really like that he has, like, a little hand that can hold those glasses. That's crazy. But they really... Maybe they could have done a little shading on the vest, a little, if we're really being nitpicky. But the fact that that little hand holds those glasses like that is crazy. Don't waste your money overpaying on these P1 characters. The P2 exclusives I can understand to a point. It's different, Shim. When you're in the action figure YouTube game, you got to get these things out. There are no views available. You'd be shocked on the amount of competitiveness in the... I mean, it's a congested space as it is, so it's really like first come, first serve on the views when it comes to YouTube. So, no, I'm not going to... I mean, I'm not going to rush ship out the Player 2s, but the Player 1 general... Just because the Player 2s don't really get a lot of good views either. So, but on the general characters, the first figure, I'll splurge to get them out faster for you guys. So, but yeah, that's where we're at right now, huh? What are your guys' thoughts? Oh, let's go take a look real quick. Let's go. What is it? Yeah, he's still sold out. So, if you guys are wanting to get Nash through Big Bad Toy Store, Charlie Nash, you are going to need to put this on a tab on your phone, and every once in a while just check it and start refreshing, because these things really go in and out of stock. This thing has been pretty consistently out of stock, though, every time I've checked it, but I'm telling you, he's going to be expensive on the aftermarket. So, we'll see. I think once he becomes in stock, like once they start shipping these out, people will cancel their orders and stuff. But I ended up buying 3 of Nash. So, I might need to actually cancel one of my orders, because I don't need 4 of Nash. But, man, this figure, very cool. The thing is you could do some different things, right? Because he gets the shoulder pieces, you could actually, for a player, like, you could have 2 variants of him immediately. You could have him shirtless on your shelf with the shoulder pieces in, and then you can have him vested. But while we're doing that, it's a great time to actually look at Player 2 options for Charlie. Let's see what we have to look forward to. So Charlie Nash. How does Charlie die? Does he die in battle? I know that he ends up dying. Spoiler alert. I'm going to have to see how this man dies. Is it Super Combo? I think it's this one. Let's take a look. Can you guys see this? Okay, you guys can. So he's got... Man, he's got some really cool Player 2s. All of his Player 2s are pretty cool outside of the purple shorts with the original. I'm sick of the purple variants, to be honest. The white vest and the purple pants, that's cool. White, but yeah. I think I like all the player twos besides the orange vest purple, just because it's too close to the original. But everything else here looks really good. We're in for some really good player twos this year for Charlie. Man, that's cool. He's got some good ones. I like the white jacket one or the white vest ones. Those are cool. Nice. We have a great community in these streams. We do. Any way to get feedback? Any ways to feedback to Storm Arena? What do you mean, Dean? You should do a chat stream one day where we can on too. What do you mean? You mean like do a stream where you guys come up and talk? Like in a chat? Is that what you mean? Why don't they take pre-orders before they build their quantity? Then they would know they need to make more. That's just not how they roll. I need to start buying 2 and selling 1. It's not a bad idea. May get a second one through a vendor. Could do that. M. Bison kills him. M. Bison kills Charlie? What? And his ribs and pelvis too. Bison. Fighting Bison is how he dies? Let's see. How does Charlie Nash die? Charlie Nash's death in Street Fighter series occurs in multiple conflicting ways due to retcons. In Street Fighter Alpha 2, he is shot in the back by a treacherous helicopter crew and falls down a waterfall. God damn. That sucks. However, in Street Fighter V, he is resurrected only to sacrifice himself by exploding to drain M. Bison's power. What? Exploding? Alpha 2. After confronting M. Bison, Charlie is betrayed by his superiors, shot from a helicopter, and falls into a river, which is later revealed in Street Fighter V to have caused his disfigured, resurrected state. Alpha 3, in this version, he stays behind to destroy Shadowloo's base with a psycho drive while Guile escapes, dying in the explosion. Street Fighter V, as a resurrected Frankenstein-like being, Charlie dies a final time by sacrificing himself, absorbing M. Bison's psycho power until his body overflows and explodes, allowing others to finish off Bison. Damn! That sucks! What is Charlie Nash? Do you guys see? Okay, you guys can't see it. Okay. That's crazy, dude. Bison didn't kill him. He got shot by a helicopter. I guess it depends on which depiction. I guess in Street Fighter V, then Bison does kill him. Oh, yeah. We could probably do something like that, Shim. Bison kills him before Street Fighter 2 and after Alpha 1, 2, and 3. It didn't tell me about the depiction before. Charlie Nash SF5. They keep saying he looks like a monster. Yo! What the hell? He does look like Frankenstein. Not really, though. Just that was... Damn, that's kind of cool, though. He doesn't look any different other than he has a partial green face. Where's the... Oh, and he's got a right green arm. That's it? That's not that crazy of a disfigurement, I guess. I thought he was going to look crazier than that. I feel like that's such an easy custom, right? Like, how hard would that be to do? Like, nothing else changes about him. Like, he doesn't have tattered clothes or anything. You really could make this, that'd be a pretty easy custom, I feel like. I mean, I wouldn't, I suck at customs, but somebody could do it. And you'd have an easy Street Fighter V Charlie. What is this one? That must be Soda. That's crazy, though. He didn't even look that different. So, I guess if you wanted to try to do a custom, you could do that. Did anyone else get Kith Ryu comparable to Player 2 Sagat from Storm? I feel like the difference between Player 2 Sagat from Storm and Kith Ryu, Kith Ryu literally had nothing different with it. It had the same hands, it had the same everything other than it had a black gi that said Kith. Where Player 2 Sagat, he got more shading, he got different effect piece, and an entirely different head sculpt for the alternate. So I do agree that Jada's deluxe Player 2s are worth it, but as far as just like the normal Player 2s from Storm to Jada, I feel like they're different. Will any company make the Street Fighter animated movie / game Cyborg figure? I don't know. I feel like it's under a different property. The hardest part would be sculpting the staples. Yeah, but you could just paint those on. Just get a teeny paintbrush and just paint a couple like staple lines. You wouldn't even need to sculpt them. It'd be better aesthetically if you sculpted them, but you could easily just draw the stitches on or paint the stitches on. So but anyways, will any company make Street Fighter animated? The hardest part, okay. But if we pause it right, like, did you guys see how much was in that packaging? That thing is filled to the brim on this figure, which is nuts. Charlie gets no luck in life. He's just a dedicated soldier, man. Was there anything at Toy Fair that you guys wanted to look at? That kind of concludes our Storm coverage for today. As far as, I believe, when is Chinese New Year? I think it's going on right now. Did Storm Arena remove the abdomen articulation? Yes, because everyone was complaining about it. So they got rid of it. Chinese New Year dates. Chinese New Year's falls on February 17, marking the start of the year. The horse celebration's known, Spring Festival. New Year's Eve is on February 16th, so that's tomorrow. How long is Chinese New Year's? How long is Chinese New Year's celebration? Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year is celebrated for 15 days. Damn. Starting with new moon between January 21st, February 20th, and then the following 15 days. I know that my vendor is not shipping until the 23rd. So the earliest we could potentially see Nash, assuming he was just there when he came back, would probably be like the first week of March, I'm assuming. Because all of China pretty much shuts down, like everywhere. Like, it's not like America where some stores stay open. I'm pretty sure everywhere in China is shut down for this. So we're not getting Nash for a little bit. Well, I wouldn't want to be a voice in your stream. I've heard how I sound. You sound fine, Keaton. Did Storm Arena remove the... what? I like that articulation. Why didn't people complain about the drop-down hips? Wasn't as big of a deal. I forget these things have drop-down hips. I never drop them down. I'm sure Chinese New Year goes on for about 2 weeks. That seems like about a week, and then they start opening things up again. Yeah, if you have anything shipping from China, it's going to be delayed if they haven't already shipped it. 23rd from my main Chinese store. Yeah, that's what happened to mine too. I'm so late. My apologies. You're alright, Stone. I assume you have a life outside of my content, so don't worry. You don't have to apologize to me. Let's take a look at some things real quick. Take a look at the Toy Fair. Let's see what's going on. trying to see. So, McFarlane Toys Rival. So, wait, McFarlane's making... Are these the statues? Yeah, they're statues. They're not articulated, but that's kind of... They look good. There's going to be an array of toys and shoes on here, so I apologize. These are the Helldiver figures that they're doing. They're cool looking, but I just don't know what they are. From Fallout. Here's Johnny Cage. I'm pretty sure that's the exact same head sculpt that they used on the prior figure. It looks okay, but again, these articulation on these things are so bad. There's Ermac. I actually like the smoke. I don't know that I'd buy him, but he's pretty cool looking. Here's Jade. She looks good. And then they have a bunch of variants coming out. And it's so shitty. Like, they're not even variants. They're just done in different plastic. Like, Storm has done this, but at least they do variants as well. Like, actual variants. So here are the new Hasbro stuff. It's going to be... Is this... He's called Smart Hulk, right? Is that what it is? So... Oh, Professor Hulk. That's what it is. I actually don't mind this figure. I don't know that I like the grinning head sculpt. I wish it was just like a standard head sculpt, but he looks pretty good. I like his slippers. I like his outfit. I like his accessories. Like that right there looks badass. I would never use the smirking head sculpt, but this is everything you're going to get. He looks like a Giga Chad with that face. The hair swept off to the side. That's cool they put the lines in the wife beater. That's kind of, or the tank top, whatever. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And then, what is this guy? Iron Spider, Aaron Davis. So, a repaint of Iron Spider to be black and gold with a additional alternate head. I think the black and gold looks cool. I know a lot of people were not a fan of the articulation in this figure as far as like his legs, his mechanical legs, but pretty good. And it's cool. It's a repaint with an additional head, but I know people will like it. So that was Hasbro's reveals. I think the Hulk is cool for sure. But yeah, I don't know. Interesting. What else from Toy Fair? Man, this Spider-Man is getting worse and worse every time I see it. Every time I see this Spider-Man, it looks horrendous. How are you not going to paint the lines, bro? Oh my god. Why? You go to all this trouble to put in the deco to make sure the lines are sculpted in, and then you don't paint them? And look at the legs. They look... Dude, I was initially on board with this figure when I first saw it, but this thing is just getting worse and worse every time I see it. I think I'm out on everything SHF. Like, they're just not cutting it for me. This just looks like a normal Wolverine. He doesn't even have any exaggerated arms or legs or anything. Like, you guys can keep that. I know Mars is in on the SHF stuff. You guys can keep it. That's not for me, man. Those things just are not doing it for me. Here is that Marvel Legends, like, Punisher mech suit. And I actually think this is badass. I wish... That head is a really cool Punisher head. I'm in on this thing just because it's insane. So... I'm in on the mech suit. I think that's kind of cool. I'm not big on G.I. Joe. I'll show it off, but I don't know anything about G.I. Joe. It's kind of cool he comes with a raptor. But I'm not a big G.I. Joe guy. Got some Pee Wee Herman NECA coming out. Not really big on that. Five Nights at Freddy. Is that Chuck E. Cheese? It is Chuck E. Cheese. That's fire. I might get that. Just because I had all my birthdays at Chuck E. Cheese growing up. That's actually kind of fire. That's dope. Chuck E. Cheese. That's fire. Who's that? Denver? Is that the Sinclair dinosaur? That's funny. Shinobi. Anything else? Oh, yeah. NECA is making the McDonald's, guys. That's crazy. I gotta get Grimace, and I gotta get the Hamburglar and Ronald. I never really liked Birdie, but, man, that's pretty cool. That's a cool property to get. And then, anything else? I mean, there's a ton of stuff. They've been showing stuff off all weekend, but I feel like that was the notable stuff. Some new Jasons coming out. I think the new Jasons are really cool looking. And then they're doing a Dead by Daylight figure as well. So, the Trapper from Dead by Daylight, that's pretty cool. But other than that, man, I don't know what else. What is this? Badlands? Oh, they're doing some Predator stuff. They're doing some Fortnite horror guys. NECA, Fortnite, TMNT, doing a little bit of that. People will be in, dude, so much Ninja Turtle stuff. You got Super Grover, got Oscar the Grouch. That's kind of cool. Anything else? Oh, this was cool. NECA DuckTales. Scrooge McDuck. I gotta get a Scrooge McDuck. I'm not big on Duck. I watched DuckTales, but it wasn't like a crazy. But I gotta get a Scrooge McDuck. That's pretty cool. Other than that, man, the Marvel kit. Yeah, not a whole lot there, folks. Not a whole lot there. The WWE ambulance vehicles. I didn't even see it. The NECA McDonald's are super. Denver, the Last Dinosaur. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm trying not to be that guy that says, look at it. Would you look at it? Just look at it. What am I supposed to be? Sorry, I couldn't see the chat the whole time that was going off, so I apologize. Don't forget, people, it's Richie's birthday on the 24th. Oh, yeah, that is coming up. We'll have another stream before then. A couple streams before then, so. Just look at it. All right, Bobby, what am I looking at? What do you want me to look at it? Oh, the legs on the Spider-Man? Yeah, they're terrible. If that's the only thing I remember talking about, legs. All right, Bobby. One more just look at it and you're out of here. You're getting 10 minutes. But that's it. I mean, we can do... You know, we had so many streams and only just ran into a spammer like you. It's fine. It's whatever. Let's see. I was trying to see one thing here. I like to always do the comparison. Very interested to see what happens at happens at San Diego Comic-Con, right? Because I think that's going to tell us a lot on the direction that Jada is going to go in moving forward. I'm very nervous and interested to see what Jada decides to do with everything, because what else can they show off Street Fighter wise, right? Like, they can show off the Blanca variants, I guess. They've already shown. I think they're going to show off some updated sculpts of the Alpha 3 figures. They're going to probably show off the variants. I just don't know. Yeah, I'm very curious to see how Jada handles their booth moving forward with everything. Very interested. When you were at the con, you just kept saying, just look at it to everybody. I'm sure everyone was super happy with you. They're like, oh, yeah. The guy that keeps spamming a 15-year-old meme. All right, this is the one right here. So, this is Storm. This is Jada. Let's tone it down just a smidge here. What happened? Do you think we'll get Purple Trunks Sagat at Capcom Cup? I think we'll get something at Capcom Cup. I don't know what it's going to be, though. I hope it's another one. It's the best meme. It's so old. It's so old. That was like one of the first videos on YouTube, I feel like. I think it's like 20 years old. I don't know. I really don't know which one we're going to get next. I feel like it'd be easy for them to do the Player 2 original Ultra Street Fighter outfit for Sagat just because it's blue shorts and just add red. And then you got the Player 2. Look how, yeah, you can't beat it. Just look at it again. I looked. Look how crazy detailed the Charlie used to be. Prototypes are such a farce. Yeah. I mean, it still looks pretty good there, though. They definitely went lighter on the pants, no? Yeah, those pants are... They took away that thigh cut at the top, right? All right, Bobby. You're out of here. I'm tired of you telling everybody to look at it. You're getting out of here as soon as I can figure it out. You're going to take a quick 10 minutes and go look at it yourself. All right. Hold on. Let me see. You go look at it. You go look at it for 5 minutes. Come on back. Jada are taking the piss showing off any P2, SF2. Yeah. How crazy detailed the Charlie used to be. Prototypes are such a farce. Wait, you don't like you think the new one looks worse? So take a look at this one, and then we'll look at this one. Yeah, his shorts are definitely lighter. And they definitely... Oh, do they still have that cut at the top? They do. It's just not as crazy looking. I can get a better picture than that. I'd really like that sort of Toy Sodom figure. You mean Soda Toys? That thing's expensive if you can find it. Maybe they do. Yeah, they still have that cut at the top. It looks the same, other than the pants are just a little bit lighter. I feel like the vest is a little bit oranger, too. More orange. You really have to be annoying for Richie to ban. He was just too much. It was too much. It was too much to look at it. He said it like 50 times. It was funny the first 40 times, but when it got to 50, that's when I was like, all right. Now we have to settle down with the look at it. Even I have my limits. But I don't know. I think the only thing with Jada is those pants need some help. I don't really mind Jada's other than those pants need a lot of help. They have absolutely no sculpting on them. Yeah, those pants on Jada's they look like, what are those flare pants? Like those old disco pants? Those pants are not looking great on Jada's. But again, that's a first prototype. I really can't be too harsh on it. Oh, Jada, I mean, we have the video of Mr. Lee, but this was the first prototype we saw of. This is not current day Storm not current day Storm Charlie. So that was a very early prototype. This is the. It looks like DBZ pants. How hard will you laugh at Hasbro Street Fighter movie figs? Ugh. I really don't want to. I keep pretending that the Street Fighter movie does not exist, but everyone keeps bringing it up to me. It does. I hate the movie. I don't want anything to do with the movie. I think the movie is terrible. I think the cast is awful. I think the figures will be as awful, and I think the movie will itself will even be more awful. I don't want anything to do with the movie. It looks horrendous. Horrendous. I just can't. And I feel so bad that my video turned out so. I feel so bad that the quality on this Nash video turned out so bad. So I apologize that the quality was so bad. I don't know what happened, why it got rendered that way, but I'll figure it out. That shouldn't be an issue moving forward. But the movie figure's gonna be great. I'm hyped. It'll be the new oh my god. I hope not. We got a pretty low bar when it comes to movie standards though, so it wouldn't shock me. But yeah, that's it. That's it. That's all we got. We got Charlie coming soon. Should be like the first week of March that you see Chinese vendors and stuff or people doing reviews on it and stuff like that. And then Chun-Li, we live to see another day with Chun-Li. We have no idea. I think they do fix some things on her, but yeah, ultimately. Yo, Venom, what up, man? Ultimately, I think they do fix Chun-Li to some degree. And we'll see what happens with her. I don't think she'll be as bad as everyone thinks, but at the end of the day, I think no matter what any of these companies do with their Chun-Li, I think there will be always people that think it's not going to be that great, which is fair. I mean, there is no such thing as a perfect figure. They can only do so much with what they have to keep things in price check and everything like that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with Chun-Li, and then Charlie's coming soon. And then as far as things that you guys should see on the channel, I got Dan coming out for review this next week, if not the week after, just depending on how fast shipping is. And then whatever news whatever news that Storm and Jada drops throughout the week, we'll obviously cover that as it's announced. And then Balrog should be sooner than later when it comes to the Jada figures. He's the next on the list for Jada. It should be hopefully within the next 2 weeks, but I don't know what happened there. So we're waiting on Balrog, and then yeah, that's about it. We're patiently waiting. And we're patiently waiting on Storm Marina Akuma. I still have that video, by the way, if you guys want to see that. Is it this one? No, that's T-Hawk. I might get How interested are you guys in T-Hawk, by the way? That is Storm Marina's Akuma at the moment. How interested are you guys in T-Hawk? Is it something you guys want? I can get it, but I really don't want it. It doesn't seem, based off viewership, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of interest in T-Hawk. So if you guys aren't interested, we don't have to do T-Hawk. But I'm just not seeing a lot. Not seeing a lot of interest in the T-Hawk. Yeah, Stone, for sure. Highly anticipated for Akuma, T-Hawk, meh. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this T-Hawk, it's just the scaling is too big. Yeah, I know. I know. This Akuma is going to blow up the internet. I actually like the other Akuma better, but this Akuma is cool still looking. Interested in Thunderhawk due to his scale. I'm not too crazy about it. I'm definitely getting one for myself. This is the one I'm waiting on. I think, who do you guys think they announced first? I think they announced one more figure for Q4 for Street Fighter Alpha 3. It's either going to be this guy or Akuma. I feel like they're putting more emphasis on Zangief, but we'll see. I think it could be either one. Maybe both. They're both, it seems like, pretty far along, but we'll see. I think they try and sneak one more figure out after Chun-Li. Geef would be badass because that figure already looks really good. So, and that was an earlier prototype from last year, so hopefully Akuma. Hopefully. We'll figure it out one way or another. One way or another, we will figure it out. But guys, that is going to be the stream. That's where I'm at. I have nothing else for you guys. That's all the content for the week. We've covered it all. We went over Chun-Li. We talked about her. We just dissected her, how she can be improved, all that good stuff. We talked about Charlie Nash and the big reveal for him. Me and Mars were going to do a stream coming up here pretty quick. I don't know if it's going to be on his channel or mine, but keep an eye out for that. Capcom Cup is not too far around the corner. Again, things you can look out for me. Dan review coming sooner than later. Any news that Storm or Jada drops throughout the week, we get that covered. And then Balrog should not be far behind Dan. And then Charlie Nash, first week of March, should be the expectation for a review from me. And then we just go from there. Just play it by ear. I'm not sure yet on T-Hawk. I want to get him, but at the same time, I just don't know if there's enough interest there. We'll have to feel it out. But other than that, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the stream. Shout out to Keaton again for that donation, man. I really appreciate you guys. I will see you. Capcom Cup is like the first week of March, I think, or the second week. So it's coming up. But other than that, guys, I appreciate you all. If you haven't watched my Charlie Nash video, again, sorry for the quality on that. If you guys have not liked the stream yet, if you could do that on the way out, appreciate that. I will see you on the next one. Richie Figs. Later.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh,